I never thought one stupid dare could rewrite my entire life. Honestly, I thought it would just be a funny story to tell my friends someday, something we'd laugh about years later whenever we talked about our dumb college days. But nothing about what happened felt funny. Not when it happened. Not even now. My name is Harris, and the day I got forced onto the university cheer team was the day I stopped recognizing the person staring back at me in the mirror. It all started on a Friday morning. I walked into the gym half awake, still sipping the watery cafeteria coffee that tasted like burnt plastic. My friend group crowded around the bleachers, already hyped for the weekend. Then, out of nowhere, Adil announced. Loser of the basketball free throw bet has to do 1 month on the cheer team. Full uniform. Full participation. No excuses. We all laughed. Like idiots. I didn't think I would lose. But 4 shots later, each one bouncing off the rim like the ball had a personal vendetta against me, I realized my fate was sealed. The cheer captain, Zara, crossed her arms when Adil dragged me over like a sacrifice. He lost the bet, Adil said proudly. He's yours for a month. Zara raised an eyebrow. Can you even touch your toes? No, I said flatly. She smirked. Perfect. By Monday morning, I had officially become the cheer team's newest project. That first day was when the real shock hit me. The team gathered in the locker room, buzzing with energy, ponytails bouncing, perfume mixing with the scent of body spray. I stood there awkwardly, hands shoved deep into my hoodie pockets, feeling like a misplaced shadow. Zara tossed a folded uniform at my chest. Here. Try it on. I blinked. This is a joke, right? No, she said, dead serious. Team rule, if you're cheering, you're wearing the uniform. I unfolded it. A cropped cheer top. A pleated skirt. Matching warmers. My stomach twisted. What? No, I'm not wearing that. Zara leaned in, her smirk never wavering. You lost the bet. And we don't make exceptions. Bathrooms that way. I looked around. The whole team stared at me with barely contained excitement, like they were watching the beginning of a movie they'd been waiting for. I swallowed hard. Fine, I muttered. I changed in the bathroom stall with shaking hands. The fabric slid over my skin too smoothly. Too lightly. The skirt felt impossibly short. The top hugged my torso in a way no shirt ever had. My legs were bare. My arms looked different without sleeves. My reflection looked wrong. But also strangely not wrong? I shook the thought away. Nope. Don't go there, I whispered to myself. Taking a deep breath, I stepped out of the stall. The cheerleaders gasped in unison. Or his cute. Oh my God, look at his legs. Is he blushing? I wasn't, except I absolutely was. I could feel heat creeping up my neck as I crossed my arms over my stomach, trying to hide everything. This is humiliating, I muttered. Zara walked around me in a slow circle, evaluating every detail. She said. We'll need to adjust the top. And maybe pin the skirt. But it'll do. Do for what? I asked. Her grin widened. For practice, of course. From the moment practice started, everything spiraled. I couldn't keep up. I couldn't remember the counts. I couldn't jump without the skirt flaring up like a parachute. The girls laughed, not meanly, but in that teasing, sibling-like way that somehow made it worse. You're stiff. Relax your shoulders. No, Harris, your hips need to move too. Every correction felt like another little shock to my system. But the moment that truly hit me, the moment everything shifted, happened when Zara stepped behind me to adjust my posture. She placed her hands on my hips, twisting them slightly. There, she said softly. Feel that difference? That's your center. You move from here. Her hands warm. Her voice low. My heart beat suddenly too loud. My body reacting in ways I didn't understand. I nodded, unable to find my own voice. Then she guided my arms. Now lift your hands like this. Chin up. Back straight. Good. I looked in the mirror. And for a split second, I didn't see a joke. Or a punishment. Or a guy in girls' clothing. I saw someone different. Someone I didn't recognize, but someone I couldn't look away from. My chest tightened painfully. No, I whispered under my breath. Don't think about it. It's just embarrassment. Just shock. That's all. But it wasn't just that. Because that night, when I finally got home and stood in front of my bedroom mirror in my oversized t-shirt, I couldn't stop seeing the person I'd been in the cheer uniform. And for reasons I couldn't explain, I missed it. I woke up the next morning hoping, praying, everything that happened last night was just some bizarre dream caused by energy drinks and bad decisions. It wasn't. My reflection greeted me with the same softly curved cheeks, the same long lashes, the same unnervingly pretty face I'd worn for my sister's stupid cheerleader bet. Except now, I wasn't just wearing it. I was it. I leaned closer to the mirror. My voice came out small, shaky, too light to sound like mine. Okay, calm down. It's just, temporary. Right. My sister popped her head into my room without knocking, because she has never respected privacy in the history of the universe. Oh good, you're awake, she said way too cheerfully. We have practice in an hour. I blinked. Practice? She tossed a bright pink duffel bag at me. Yep. Tryouts are in 2 weeks. You're not bailing. Bailing on what? The bet was for one night. She smirked with a confidence that meant trouble. Technically, she said, waving her phone, you agreed to be my cheer twin for a whole cycle. What cycle? She held up the video. Me. Last night. In that skirt. Smiling, twirling, posing. And saying with a giggle I swear I do not remember. Okay Finn, I'll be your cheer twin for a whole moon cycle. Happy? My stomach dropped. A moon cycle? You tricked me. She shrugged. You shouldn't have taken 3 shots before makeup. I grabbed her shoulders, panicked. Please, just tell me how to reverse this. I'm not going to school like this. She walked behind me, placed her hands lightly on my shoulders, and looked at me in the mirror. Her smile softened. Look. This wasn't supposed to hurt you. But maybe it's okay to explore a different side of yourself. No pressure. No labels. Just, try. I shook my head. No. Absolutely not. I'm a guy. But my reflection didn't help. Not with that delicate face. Or the embarrassed blush spreading across my cheeks. Or the way my hair fell perfectly over my shoulder like it had been grown for this. She ruffled my hair playfully. Get dressed. You'll feel better once you move. And before I could protest again, she left the room. I stared at myself in silence. The cheer uniform on the bed. The soft voice in my throat. The way my heart was beating faster than it ever had over anything masculine. This can't be happening, I whispered. But deep down, under the fear, under the denial, under the stubborn insistence that I was still me, something else stirred. Something quiet. Something curious. Something I wasn't ready to name. I stood there for a long time, staring at the cheer uniform like it was a bomb waiting to explode. Pink skirt. Fitted top. Little ribbon that absolutely no self-respecting guy should know how to tie. And yet my fingers twitched like they already did. Nope, I told myself firmly. I'm not doing this. I'm not putting that on. 5 minutes later, I was holding the skirt. I don't know why. Maybe because my sister would drag me out anyway. Maybe because I just wanted to get it over with. Maybe because refusing felt harder than giving in. I slipped it on. It fit too well. Like it belonged there. Like I belonged in it. The top was worse. It hugged my waist in a way that made my silhouette look different. Soft. Pretty. I swallowed hard. This isn't me, I whispered again, like repetition could make it true. Then my sister banged on the door. Hurry up. Bus leaves in 10. I panicked. I grabbed the nearest jacket and zipped it up to my chin, covering everything. When I stepped out, she looked at me, then burst out laughing. Seriously? A hoodie over a cheer uniform? I'm not letting anyone see this, I muttered. She smirked. Oh, they're gonna see. Trust me. I groaned. What does that even mean? But she was already pulling me out the door. It felt like the entire world could sense something was different. The air felt too sharp. My steps felt too light. My hips swayed. Not intentionally. Just naturally. My sister elbowed me. Relax. You look cute. I'm not supposed to look cute. Then stop blushing like that. I covered my cheeks with both hands because they were burning. Just when I thought I'd make it to school unnoticed, a gust of wind decided to betray me. Whoosh. My jacket lifted just enough to flash the pink uniform underneath. And of course, he was right there. My class rival. The guy who beat me in everything: grades, sports, the teacher's favorite award. He turned, caught a glimpse, and froze. Then his eyes widened. Is that a cheer uniform? My blood turned to ice. No, it's not, you saw wrong. He smirked, slow and dangerous. Well, never thought I'd see you embarrassed. This is new. My sister stepped in like a bodyguard. Back off. He's helping me train. Training, he replied, raising an eyebrow. Looks more like he fits the role. My heart cracked open with humiliation. But then, he added, quieter. Actually, it kind of suits you. I wish the earth would swallow me whole. He walked off calmly, leaving me breathless, embarrassed, and way too aware of how warm my face was. My sister whispered, "Oh my God. He checked you out." He did not. He totally did. I'm going home. Nope. Practice. Now. And she dragged me toward the gym while I desperately tried to hold my jacket closed. My heart beat loud enough to drown out my thoughts. Because somewhere, beneath all the panic, a tiny, treacherous part of me liked that he said it suited me. The gym smelled like floor polish and old sneakers, but somehow it felt 10 times more intense than usual. Every sound echoed: the bounce of basketballs from the far court, the squeak of shoes, the chatter of girls warming up. And me, standing in a cheer uniform under a zipped-up hoodie, praying nobody noticed me. My sister nudged me. Take it off. No. You have to. No, I don't. But she already had her hands on my zipper. Sis, don't. Yip. And suddenly I was exposed. Pink. Skirt. Bare legs. Tight top hugging every wrong part of my body. My breath caught in my throat as every head turned. The room went silent. Then, oh my God, look. The new trainee. He's wearing the uniform. He's actually kind of cute. I wanted to evaporate. My sister clapped loudly. All right, girls. Welcome our month-long volunteer. Volunteer. I yelled. She whispered back, would you prefer mascot? Or punishment case? I shut up fast. The captain walked over, all confidence and ponytail. She circled me like I was a mannequin. He's got the legs for it. I do not have the legs. She flicked my knee. Don't argue, newbie. We have drills to do. The other girls giggled, but it didn't feel mocking. More like they were enjoying this new toy. I wasn't sure if that was better. All right, the captain said, hands on hips, feet apart. Follow us. I swallowed. My hands found my waist. It felt too small, too soft under my fingers. Stretch. I bent forward, and instantly the skirt swayed. I grabbed it in panic. Let it move, one girl whispered. It's supposed to. My stance was awkward and stiff compared to the fluid motions of the team. Relax, another girl murmured. You're too rigid. Cheer isn't brute strength, it's rhythm. Rhythm. Softness. Flow. 3 things I absolutely did not have. But as practice continued, something weird happened. The more I followed their steps, the more my body adjusted. Not gracefully. Not magically. But enough that the girls started nodding. See? You're getting it. He picks things up fast. Told you he'd be cute in the skirt. I pretended I didn't hear that last one, but my ears burned. After half an hour, sweat trickled down my neck. The top clung tighter. The skirt swayed more easily as I moved. And I wasn't hating it. I hated that I wasn't hating it. Every jump, every arm sweep, every spin made me feel lighter, looser, less like the guy I kept insisting I was. At one point, I caught my reflection in the wall-length mirror. Pink uniform. Hair slightly messy. Face flushed. Hips angled the same way as the other girls. And for a heartbeat, just one, I didn't recognize myself. But I didn't recoil either. That scared me more than anything. Newbie, the captain called. You're doing good. You're up for the beginner toss. The what? Two girls took positions behind me. The captain raised her hands. We're tossing you lightly. Just up, not flipping. Arms tight. Body straight. Trust us. Trust. Right. Before I could protest, they counted. 1, 2, 3. I was airborne. For a fraction of a second, the world spun, pink skirt fluttering, the ceiling rushing past my eyes, my heart slamming in my chest. Then, they caught me. But not gently. I landed on the captain. And she wasn't the problem. The problem was, I crashed into someone else too, someone who had just walked into the gym. A very familiar someone. My rival. He caught my arm to steady me. And suddenly it was just the two of us, way too close, his hand warm around my wrist. He blinked. I blinked. Wow, he said softly. You really are doing this. My voice failed me. Completely. He glanced at my uniform, really looked this time, and something changed in his expression. Not mocking. Not teasing. Just interested. Way too interested. So, he continued, smirking slightly, when do I get to see the full routine? The what? He leaned in just a little. You look good out there. I nearly fainted. Literally. The girls had to hold me upright. My sister whispered in my ear. Oh, he's definitely into this. I wanted to scream. But instead, all I could think was, why did hearing that feel nice?